Hey, what is going on, you guys? So it is no surprise that all of Supercell's games, or at least almost all of Supercell's games, have been taking a bit of a hit in their popularity and have been slowly on the decline. A lot of people have been claiming that Clash of Clans or Clash Royale or other Supercell games are quote-unquote dying, and today we are going to take an official look at that and take a look at what the actual charts say, basing them on their percentage of what they used to be and what they are now. So we'll take a look at all of that in today's video, and we're going to compare every single one of Supercell's games, including Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Boom Beach, Heyday, and even the newest game that is still in beta, which is Brawl Stars. So I'm going to compare them all, see how many active users there are in each game, based on their percentage of what they used to be at their peak and what they are now. And so yeah, we're going to go ahead, basically taking a look at the state of all of these Supercell games, mainly focusing on Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and then Brawl Stars, but then we'll also be talking about Boom Beach and Heyday if that is more your speed. So anyways, let's go ahead and start off at the first graph. We'll go ahead and take a look at the past 12 months. We'll also take a look at it in the full 5 years when Supercell released their first game, but taking a look here at the first graph, this was the last 12 months going back all the way back to December 6th at the time of recording this video. So if you take a look at the graph, the blue one is the Clash Royale graph, and as you can see, it is the highest one, despite having Brawl Stars having passed it at one point, but we'll talk about that in a sec. And then the red one is Clash of Clans, yellow Boom Beach, green is Brawl Stars, and purple is Heyday. And it is very important to note that all of these graphs and stuff like that you see on screen, this is not the amount of active users, this is their popularity on Google Trends, so basically how often people search for it, which gives us a pretty good idea of how popular a game is. So if Clash of Clans is really popular, obviously more people are going to be searching it up on the internet. Same goes for Clash Royale, and if it's not very popular, then people won't search for it as much. So it's a pretty good, it gives us a really good idea of how well each game is doing. But so if you go ahead and take a look, Brawl Stars and Clash Royale, they both reached the 100 peak, which is the 100% search results basically. So they both reached it at one point. Clash Royale hit it and then kept very close to it for quite a while, but then has been slowly on the decline, and where it is now, it is a bit below 40, I think it was 45%. Whereas Clash of Clans started the year off with about 55% or 60%, and then during the builder base update, which is right in the middle, it peaked back up to about 60 or 70% and has been slowly going down below 25%. I'll show you guys on a grander scale what exactly this means. We'll go ahead and switch over to the full model of how Clash of Clans has been doing. If we go ahead, Clash of Clans is still the red one. So about halfway through its lifespan, it reached its peak at 100%. So that is the best the game was ever doing. And if you compare that to where it is now, it is slightly a bit above 15%, I would say, or maybe just around 15%. But if you compare that to Clash Royale, which is the blue one, Clash of Clans peak was basically double what Clash Royale was, so it was twice as popular as Clash Royale at its peak. And it's also been a game for much longer, and it's been way more popular than Clash Royale for a much longer time. So if we go back to the other one for the 1 year, Clash Royale obviously looks really popular, a lot of fun and all of that, but if you look at it on a grander scale, it is dying after only 1 year, which is very quick for a game compared to Clash of Clans, which has been going strong for 5 years. So like I said, Clash of Clans 5 years, and it's still going pretty steady. If we go back to the 1 year one, it's not dipping. It is dipping obviously, but it's not taking a drastic downside off a cliff type of thing. So it's still got a loyal fan base, which is really important towards the game, and it's been slowly on the decline, but it has big spikes during each major update, and then it starts to slowly go down like most games. So one solid update, in my opinion, will likely bring all of the players, or not all, a lot of players back, and hopefully if it is actually a good update, as opposed to the builder base update, which was just a temporary happiness, hopefully they will actually stick around. And then like I said, Clash Royale is dying after almost 1 year, where it hit its spike at 100, and then is pretty much at about half of the amount of players it used to have, maybe even less now actually. But a big update in Clash Royale would be really nice, as the content is getting a bit stale. But based on the suggested ideas that I've seen them suggest in the Reddit forums and then the Clash of Clans or Clash Royale forums, on the stuff that they suggested that they might be working on for the winter update. Not many of these ideas seem to be worthwhile updates that will get players to come back and play consistently. They are more like the builder based update where people will come back and then not really stick around. That is for the Clash Royale update. And then if we take a look at the Brawl Stars one when it was first released, it had a huge spike in popularity when it was first released, like most games do, especially from Supercell. But as the game is not available to everyone since it is still in beta, it still isn't that quite, it took a massive downslide where it basically shot right up and then right back down. But once the game does go global, it'll probably be just as popular, if not more popular than Clash Royale when it first came out. And hopefully this time they have learned from their mistakes on how quickly Clash Royale became a bit stale and find more ways to keep players engaged with the game and adding new content. I think it's a game with a lot of potential, so once it does go global, I think it'll be very popular. And then for Boom Beach and Heyday, as you can see, they are at the bottom of the graph at about, I'd say about 10 or 5% of what Clash of Clans or Clash Royale is. And they've both been going fairly steady. They both have very loyal and steady fan bases, and they look small compared to the Clash of Clans and Clash Royale games, but they each have very loyal fans that stick with the game through the thick and the thin. And I've tried each of the games personally, and I would have kept playing them all if I had the time, but since I can only handle a few at a time, I had to choose between the ones that most appealed to me, which were the Clashes. But however, there are many people that will either have more time than me so that they can play all of them, or just those ones if they simply prefer Boom Beach or Heyday over the others. But yeah, so those are pretty much the graphs. I'll show them both on screen again if you want to take a look for yourself. But basically, the moral of this is, yes, it is true all of the Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and Brawl Stars are all sort of taking smaller dips down, but usually during each big update, they tend to shoot up a lot again. So that is what I am expecting for this December update. We'll have to wait and see and check again on the December Google Trends and see just how much it boosted the popularity of each of the games and see if it'll really revive the games. Obviously, these games will never become what they once were at their absolute peak, because that was when everyone was playing it, and some players won't really want to come back to it. And most games, once they hit their peak, obviously they can't always shoot right back up or top their biggest update, whatever it was. For Clash of Clans, I think it was like Clan Wars, and then Clash Royale was kind of just when it went global. But basically, I think that Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, they have a lot of potential to stay within the game. Clash of Clans a bit more so, since it has been in the game for 5 years and they haven't died off yet, which is incredibly good for a mobile game. Most games do not do that. But so yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about these graphs. Let me know if I actually missed anything. This is my first time doing a state of Clash of Clans or state of Supercell games. This is just my personal look on all of these. You are totally entitled to your own opinion. And it also does vary a lot on country. As you can see on the bottom of the, below the graphs actually, in the red is where Clash of Clans is popular, and then if we go to the other one, blue is where Clash Royale is really popular right now. It kind of just depends on the year. Clash of Clans literally took over the entire world almost, and Clash Royale is pretty much doing the same right now. So like I said, they're both really great games. Clash of Clans has been going on for a lot longer. Brawl Stars, can't really talk about that too much. Hasn't gone global yet, but it'll definitely be popular when it does. Boom Beach, Heyday, been going steady for a long time, and then Clash Royale was extremely popular for a bit, but not as popular as Clash of Clans when it hit its peak, but it was still a really great game. And hopefully, I would love to see all of these games do really successfully, so I wish them all the best, and hopefully this winter update will help bring tons of players back to the games. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you drop a thumbs up if you did, and anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.